What I've come to realize is that jealousy is a topic that most people don't talk about enough. It's a topic that most people stay away from because it makes them uncomfortable. But jealousy is a natural human emotion. As humans, we are going to experience that feeling at least once in our lifetime. It doesn't mean that you are a bad or evil person because you have a feeling of jealousy. What sets you apart is what you do when those feelings arise. When people turn on you, it's rarely because you hurt them. It's usually because you outgrew the version of yourself that they had in their mind. You outgrew the role they were comfortable with you playing. When you stop needing approval, when you stop dimming your light, when you stop explaining your actions, it's often met with jealousy. Not loud jealousy, not the obvious jealousy, but the quiet kind. The kind that hides behind jokes. The kind that hides behind the subtle criticism, the distance, a shift in a person's tone that you can't quite explain. Jealousy isn't always about wanting what you have. Sometimes it's about being confronted with what they avoided becoming. Your confidence becomes a mirror. Your boundaries become a reminder. And your growth becomes uncomfortable. And instead of that person looking inward, they look at you. A lot of people think jealousy only shows up when you're successful, but that's not true. Jealousy often shows up before success. When you're still building, you're still uncertain, you're still trying to figure things out. Because what threatens people isn't your outcome, it's your direction. You had the audacity to choose yourself. You stop performing, you stop overfunctioning. And that behavior quietly changed the dynamic. Here's something I want you to understand. People who benefit from your self-doubt will feel threatened by your self-trust. The people who relied on your availability will feel rejected by your boundaries. They're going to feel offended by your boundaries. People who felt superior when you were unsure and doubting yourself, they're going to feel exposed when you're grounded. So the story changes. Suddenly, you're different. You think you're better. You're mean. You're cold. You're not the same anymore. But the truth is, you didn't become worse. You became less accessible to dysfunction. Jealousy doesn't always look like competition. Sometimes it looks like someone withdrawing support, minimizing your growth, questioning your choices, or acting indifferent when you expected warmth. That's because jealousy often carries shame. And shame doesn't confront, it creates distance. This is why trying to explain yourself never works, because jealousy isn't confusion, it's discomfort. And no amount of clarity will make someone comfortable with the version of you that no longer serves them. If this happened to you, I want you to understand. You didn't lose people because you changed. You lost people because you stopped carrying what wasn't yours. Their envy, their insecurity, their unspoken comparisons. Those were never yours to manage. That has nothing to do with you. That part is on them. And here's the part that most people don't tell you. Jealousy is not your cue to shrink. It's confirmation that you crossed an internal threshold, a point where your self-respect started to outweigh your need for belonging. That's not something to apologize for. That's something to protect. If people turned on you after you grew quieter, clearer, and more confident, it wasn't random. It was a reaction. And you don't need to respond to it. You just need to keep going. Some people don't hate you. They hate who they become when they're around you. If this video resonates with you, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to continue the conversation. On this channel, we have conversations around topics such as confidence, jealousy, boundary setting, and healing from narcissistic abuse. You can also follow me on TikTok at AuthorAsh1. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.